Hi Gemini, it's Kendrick from Providence Tarot. Make sure you hit that like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. You can comment on the video. Follow me on Instagram, it's Providence Tarot there, and my personal account is NYC Kendrick. Okay Gemini, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to shuffle your cards on camera. How is your Pisces full moon going? You know, your energy squares that. So is there any tension? Right? Are you feeling that? I feel like you're trying to prove yourself in some kind of way, right? Through working very hard, yeah. And also you have to think for yourself right now. You know, this is a moment of growth for you. And I feel like you just need to be patient with yourself. Definitely. Right? Don't feel like things have to move quickly or be rushed. Seven of Wands, you know, stand up for what you believe in terms of what your goals are and your aspirations. And it talks about how your goals and aspirations are challenged by lessons that show you your strong points and your weak points, okay? Here we go. All right, Gemini, let me flip over your first card. I'm using the Druidcraft Tarot. This is the Prince of Pentacles, and it is like the Knight of Pentacles. So moving forward slowly with something, right? This is progress, slow progress, like I just said. And this could be at work. This could just be in your daily life, and you know what your daily life, encompasses, right? Everything. Okay, so it's also talking about how you are taking it one step at a time, you know, really just thinking practically about things, not allowing yourself to get too nervous, you know, take your time when you're completing tasks. Definitely, I would say that. You know, yeah, this says taking it easy, right? We're about to get ready to go into an air sign season. We have about 3 weeks or so. But, you know, when we get into Libra season, this is Virgo right here. And this is actually 1/3 Leo. So it's creativity and it is passion for creativity. But then this energy says, yes, you're passionate. Yes, you're creative. Yes, you want to do everything and you feel like you can, but what are you best at? And you have to think long about what it is that deserves your energy and what it is that deserves your time. This is not giving too much of your time and energy away because it is earth and it is slow moving, right? So you're thinking about how you are affecting things as you move forward. You're trying to stay very effective, efficient, right? That type of thing. This is a very efficient card, okay? So let's look at what's on the other. Oh, the Prince of Cups. Okay, so this is opposing energy, so we're thinking about relationships here, Gemini. Both of these cards are moving slowly, right? And one is, and it's so interesting because I did say about the Pisces full moon, and Pisces is mutable, right? And what opposes Pisces? Virgo. Okay, so we're talking about healthy patterns. You have to have time to let healthy patterns develop. You have to let development take its course, you know? And the princes are all talking about a course of action. Or it's talking about a situation that has to take its course. And these are going slowly. The Prince of Cups is Pisces energy. It's 1/3 Aquarius. So it's like, now that I know what I know, I can now proceed, right, with that information. But now I have tact. And I also have a deep consideration for the emotional needs of others and how others might be emotionally affected by certain situations. And also the Prince of Pentacles talks about how there are affectations right? Which are like, what am I saying? Affectations or disorder, that type of thing, you know? So we're trying to diagnose a situation. We're trying to, you know, acknowledge where there may be some disorder. We're trying to acknowledge where there might be some, you know, infectious behavior. But maybe like, you know, the Prince of Pentacles and the Prince of Cups are both affected by whatever it is that they are dealing with, right? Whatever the situation is. It's almost kind of like they are being taken out of their comfort zone in some kind of way, shape, or form. But they're able to adapt to being taken out of their comfort zone because they have a way about them that makes them very agile, right? That type of thing. So if there's ever any sort of like dysfunctioning energy, then it's almost kind of like let's allow ourselves to rearrange or bring something into a new type of order, right? It's a little bit of a restaging here. And these are people. New course, changing course, right? All right, so let's go ahead and look at what the other card is, right? Here we go, Eight of Cups, mutable. So this is talking about loss, and this is learning lessons from loss, you know? The Eight of Cups is talking about the fear to allow yourself to walk away from something that you may have, I guess, gotten used to in some kind of way. Just because it is Pisces and it is an 8. So some of you might have Pisces in your 8th house. If that's true, then you might be a Leo rising. Okay, this is Gemini too. But the Eight of Cups talks about the fear of the unknown, right? Transforming something or transitioning, you know? Saturn restricts and it intimidates. So you might be feeling emotionally intimidated by this change or by accepting this change or about accepting that you can't take something with you. It's almost kind of like you are staying fixed on something emotionally, even though you know that you can't have it or take it with you. Saturn talks about restriction and it talks about things that, you know, are difficult, that are hard. And Pisces is talking about endings, transitions. So this transition is going to be difficult and it's going to be hard, but you can do it because Saturn doesn't make anything easy, and neither does the 8th house. But you have to be willing to count your losses, right? 8th house does talk about resources. And, you know, have the emotional strength that you need to walk away from something that doesn't serve you, right? Because this is also talking about changing course, changing a path, you know? You can't take it with you. All right, yeah, definitely. Path taken, new course of action. This is also creating boundaries or a boundary that has been created, you know? This is an opportunity to have a new realization of self. This is kind of like establishing new foundations and new philosophies for yourself. But you also have to be taught. And you also have to be willing to learn from your experience. What is your experience teaching you? If it's a hard lesson, then it's just going to be a hard lesson, you know? But the Wheel of Fortune talks about luck. It talks about expansion. So sometimes the things that were meant to show us personal growth, expansion, all of that, allow us to build a different version of ourselves, a better version for ourselves. Sometimes it's difficult, and building is not easy, right? So sometimes you have to be able to take risks. Sometimes you have to leave things behind. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your own ego to allow yourself to experience what you were meant to, you know? Because the Wheel of Fortune does speak about destiny, but then you do have a little bit of influence to your destiny, you know? It's like opportunity, chance, luck, destiny. But you have to be able to realize that when it's there. So this is the opportunity to go somewhere with this, to change course, right? Create a boundary. But this is good. Opportunity for success. There's just got to be some time here that's spent thinking. Okay, and this is kind of almost like drawing a line in the sand as well. Queen of Cups does talk about emotional boundaries as well, you know? Definitely. So someone's getting a look at the situation, they're understanding what it is that their emotional, you know, side is telling them, the emotional subconscious, right? It's kind of like with the Queen of Cups, she has a need to feel emotionally safe. She needs to be able to create, to express herself emotionally and not feel threatened, right? Also, that full moon energy, the Queen of Cups, yeah. It's mother energy. It's wanting to say something. It's also healing. You know, the Queen of Cups is Cancer, but it's a little bit of Gemini too. So here we go. You're a little bit in this card. You know, don't be afraid of your emotions, okay? Don't be afraid of expressing yourself, right? And don't be afraid of what you don't know or what you can't see. And this talks about self-healing as well. You're going through a stage of healing. And you just have to, like, let this be what it is trying to be, that it's showing you. Because the Eight of Cups says it's showing you something too, and you feel it. And the Queen of Cups is saying it's showing you something, and you feel it. Right? It's creating a different opportunity for you in life. And when I say opportunity, I mean like things changing for you so you can experience like a different chapter in life. It's almost like you don't want to let something go, you know, Gemini. And this is talking about like being confused, you know, being emotionally attached to a relationship, maybe an emotional attachment to a somewhat toxic relationship, you know. This could have to do with pining away, feeling sad about something that you can't control, right? Because it's Scorpio, it's Venus and Scorpio. You know, some of you might even be using sex as a means to deal with your problems, or you could be using things that aren't going to be really helpful with you dealing with your problems, right? Or you could be using sex as like a moment, as making you feel empowered, that type of thing. But it's also kind of like, don't feel so sad about the memories of a relationship that was already toxic anyway. You know, toxic relationships definitely show you, they teach your ass something, right? For sure. And the sevens are saying like, I'm feeling the conflict of having to learn these lessons because it's a 7, so it's referring to Libra, the 7th house. But then, you know, Mars, the planet that rules Scorpio, is exalted in Capricorn, so it's talking about hard lessons to learn. Can you handle it? Thank you, Gemini. Talk to you soon.